You probably expect me to tell you that your competition is you from a month ago. It is, but whether you like it or not, we're competing with each other as well. And that actually motivates me. And I'm gonna help you get to this point as well, where you're motivated by your competition, not insecure about it. Let's say you're an average guy who doesn't exercise, who eats a lot of junk food, and who plays a lot of video games. So who is your competition? Other average guys who also indulge in these same instant gratification habits. And that's actually something to be grateful about. And you know why? That's because you can beat your competition by doing the bare minimum. If you drop down right now and do just one push-up, you're ahead of the competition. People often look at others who are far out of their league for comparison, and that does nothing but give you insecurities. There is no point in comparing yourself to them, because they are too far ahead of you. Imagine how I would feel if I constantly compared myself to someone who has been doing YouTube for 5 years. Of course I would feel insecure, because I'm nowhere near the level that they are. And how would the average guy feel if he compared his physique to mine? He would feel insecure because I'm too far ahead of him. He would feel like he can't compete. And honestly, it's true. It's the way it should be. Because I have invested 2 years in my body while he hasn't worked out a day in his life. So I am in a competition with other guys who have been working out for 2 years, while the average guy is in competition with other average guys. And that's why I'm not comparing myself to other people who have been working out for 5 years, because they are in a competition of their own. Their competition is other people who have been working out for 5 years. Because if I constantly compare myself to them, I would just feel insecure, because I'm nowhere near the level that they are. So what does it take to beat your competition? Only by being this much better than them. If they can do 21 push-ups, while you can do 22 push-ups, then you beat your competition. I want you to think of your characteristics right now. How many hours a day do you spend on YouTube, on Netflix, on video games, on eating junk food, and doing other bad habits? So your competition is guys who do pretty much the same things. And what's it gonna take to beat them? What's it gonna take to be just slightly better than them? You only need to win by the smallest amount to technically win the race. So do the smallest thing that you can do to be better than them. So for example, do just 5 push-ups, because I can bet the last time that your competition did push-ups was in the grade 5 physical test. Complete a 1-minute meditation session, because I can guarantee you that your competition has never meditated before. Or read just 1 page of any self-improvement book, because I can guarantee you that your competition has never read any books outside of school. They think reading is for nerds. And when you have beat your current competition, you level up to the next competition. And the next competition has more rewards, but it's slightly harder. Your competition is other people, but in order to beat them, you need to focus on progressive overload, just being better than you from last week. Because if you're better than you from last week, then you've also beat your last week's competition. So you should only focus on progressive overload and being better than you from last week. But you also need to realize that you're in a competition with other people. And sure, you can ignore the fact that you're in a competition. At least it's better than doing nothing, but you can take it one step further. For me, when I think of my competition as other people who are at the same level as me, I just get much more motivated to do stuff. So my focus right now is being the best version of myself, as well as beating my competition. Pretending that your competition doesn't exist isn't beneficial to you, because of course you can only focus on yourself, but the extra competition actually gives you more motivation to push harder than last time. The extra competition is a good thing, but only if you compare yourself to someone who is in your competition. Because if you compare yourself to someone who is out of your competition, you're just going to feel like shit. And that's why social media is so bad for your mental health. Because whenever we use it, we constantly compare ourselves to people who are out of our competition. And this competition is all around us. So for example, if someone has a business that is similar to yours, they are your competition. You need to focus on improving your business every single day, but you also need to realize the fact that you are in a competition. And that should be fueling you to be better than last time and beat your competition. So the summary of this video is this. We have competition all around us, and we should compare ourselves to them to get extra motivation to beat them. But where most people go wrong is they compare themselves to people who are out of their competition, and in a result they just feel like shit. So only compare yourself to people who are similar to you. Your biggest focus should be on progressive overload and being better than last time. But when you also focus on beating your competition, that just gives you much more motivation to push harder. And to beat your current competition, you only need to be this much better than them. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Peace.